You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Radio Show, only on Financial News and Talk. Now live in studio, your host, local and national real estate expert and consumer advocate, Ron Siegel.
And hello again. Welcome to Ron Siegel Radio. This is the show with no real boundaries as we discuss current events, financial markets, politics, sports, even poking fun at the rest of the media. This is the show that connects the dots of confusion. Delivered by conflicting media reports, we connect the dots so you know the actions you can take, how your family, your business can benefit from current events. Most of all, thank you for joining me. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day. We have a very focused show. We only chat about items that affect the roof over your head, your bank account, and anything I feel would benefit you. But before we get into our intriguing content today, please join me in welcoming our featured guest. And I can play this for him because he's not a first-timer on Ron Siegel Radio.
Welcome back.
No. It's not Mr. Cotter. It's Bart. He's back. Welcome. Glad to have you with us. And let me remind you, if you ever have any home or finance-related questions, I am the consumer advocate looking out for you. And you can reach out to me directly, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. Just remember that's the number you call anytime for assistance. When you call that number, it comes directly to me first. There are operators standing by. Well, I do have a great team when it comes to developing a financing plan, a plan to save you money. I personally work with you even if you don't have any needs today. Save this number in your phone for future reference, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. And yes, of course, we are celebrating today. We celebrate every day on Ron Siegel Radio. National Skilled Trades Day. Guess that would not be a Hollywood writer because they're striking. Maybe they will have be able to celebrate today. Two different colored shoes day. Okay, I got black on each foot. Is that different? I can't see any colors anyway. Lumpy Rug Day. Yeah, that doesn't sound exciting. World Press Freedom Day.
It is what it is.
Yeah. Let's get to the good stuff because I've beaten anorexia. Let's look at National Raspberry Popover Day. That looks good. Yeah. National Raspberry Popover. No whipped cream, so we might have to move on. National Chocolate Custard Day. I like that. No whipped cream on that one either. Chocolate custard. I like that one. Garden Meditation Day. Let's move right along and let's see what's going on in the world today. The Dow Jones Industrial Average is up 1.41. Doesn't matter. The S&P 500 is up 6.84. That doesn't matter. The NASDAQ is up 40.14. That doesn't matter. Why doesn't it matter? Because it's Fed Day. And those idiots are going to come out and tell us what they're going to do.
Such an idiot.
Even though we know that they shouldn't do it. But they're going to come out and tell us. Speaking of, well, I shouldn't say speaking of idiots and then talk about the president. But it does fit. Oil's down $3.30, Mr. President, 68.28. You said you were going to fill the Strategic Petroleum Reserve when it got below 80. I think you should understand even the oil price is below your age. So 68.23 right now for oil. You can fill up the Strategic Petroleum Reserve and maybe save some. Wait a second. You can't say the word save money and Joe Biden in the same sentence. It doesn't work. Let's move right along and see what's going on in the world today. Speaking of doesn't work, Hunter Biden is in the news again. Wants to reduce his child care payments. Now, I thought Jerome Powell was an idiot, but Hunter Biden takes this to a whole new level. I mean, when you think about this, the guy's in the hot seat as it is already, and he wants to go and start arguing with a family court judge about how much money he's going to pay for his child support. And then the idiot comes out and says, I don't even remember if it's my kid. DNA, 99.99% accuracy, Hunter. Even you should be able to figure that out. You're on the board of several companies. You know these things, right? You get $500,000 per painting because they're so great. Think about this stuff. But he doesn't remember it's his kid. The president doesn't even know what city he's in, so that's a whole different issue, and doesn't know that his son's child would make that his grandchild. Just throw that out there for the two of you. Maybe you can understand that. But maybe the problem is this. And I'm going to throw this one out there for you as well. Have you watched this one? Match.com. Now, I've been led to believe, I don't have any firsthand knowledge. I have been married for 36 years, 3 years happily. But the idea here is Match.com. I think they own Tinder. So they're now have a fee for $500 per month. Now, I don't know a lot about Tinder. I understand there's something about happy endings. At $500 a month, you better get a lot of happy endings. I'm just throwing that one out there. Now, the stock price, from what I understand, is going up on this news. So there's money in that stuff, Hunter. Well, you know something? Look at that, the stripper. I must admit I stole this one. But the stripper don't strippers get like $20 a lap dance? This one's getting $20,000 a month for having a child. Yeah, that must have been one hell of a lap dance. I'm just going to say that's right out there. Moving right along, the New England Journal of Medicine now wants to separate the students by races because it might cause emotional distress. And that's going to be who the doctors are going to be in the future. Think about that one. You got to go to an emergency room, go to a trauma room, and you're the wrong race. I can't save your life, sir, ma'am. Right? I you can't make this stuff up. Not that, guys. Come on now. San Francisco. Yeah. Breaking news on this one. Nordstrom is leaving. So they've got 2 stores in San Francisco. They are not going to renew their leases. You want to know why? Because they can't keep anything in stock. You can go in there and steal all you want. The city doesn't do anything about it. They don't have any police officers any longer. They cite, surprise, surprise, here it comes. I cannot, we don't even need Hollywood writers to make this stuff up. But let's take a look at this one. They are citing unsafe conditions for customers, vendors, and employees. Once again. Surprise. Yeah, it's amazing that 20th business to leave San Francisco. I bet there's going to be a lot more. Speaking of lunatics in California, there is a committee in the state legislature. Okay. I wonder if this goes, can I identify as being black? Well, that gal in Washington did, but here's the story. Again, I can't make this up. The committee approved $1.2 million in reparations. You have to have lived your entire life in California and be over 71 years of age. Now, I'm not a great historian, but I think California got into the Union after the Civil War, right? So we were already past the time of slavery. Yet, who do you think is going to pay this bill? No, it is not going to be the government, because the government is you and me. So they're going to have to tax us more to pay $1.2 million to people that were not slaves. Does this make sense to anybody other than this committee in San Francisco or the group in Sacramento? Just throw that out there for you. And yes, the Hollywood writers are on strike right now. I understand there will be a tremendous improvement in late night television. Just throw that. Maybe they'll bring back Johnny Carson, right? That was when I bet Johnny Carson could still get better ratings than Kimmel. Or I'm not going to go there. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate current events and the financial markets. When we come back, how the VA home loan offers more lenient borrower requirements than conventional mortgages. We're going to share that with you today. We've got buyer activity is up despite higher mortgage rates. And On the Town, brought to you by Visit Anaheim. I think we're going to give away a trip to somebody. I don't know where it's going to, but we're going to give it away. You can reach me anytime. Our off-air number, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. And you know that I'm not into the movies, but I understand there was a movie called Top Gun. We're going to talk to a real fighter pilot, not Tom Cruise. We don't let him on this show. That's Scientology, and that's not where we're going. But we'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio, your home and mortgage connection.
Are you paying rent because you cannot afford to live in your dream home? Are you paying rent because you don't believe you have the down payment funds to purchase your own home? At Siegel Lending Team at ronismylender.com has up to $25,000 to help qualified people purchase their own home at amazing interest rates. Contact the Siegel Lending Team today at ronismylender.com. Again, ronismylender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037. ronismylender.com.
Homeowners over the age of 62 are taking back financial control after retirement with reverse mortgages, and the Siegel Lending Team is here to help you use it to your advantage. Call Ron Siegel with Geneva Financial to receive your free information booklet with no obligation. The booklet answers all your questions, and the best part is, you still own your home. Call Ron Siegel at 1-800-306-1990 or visit ronsiegelradio.com.
Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey, and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The Mortgage Minute today being brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial. When you're ready for that next home loan, Geneva's got the programs and the products. You just need to make the call, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. And every day at this time, OBMMI, they provide the most comprehensive, accurate, timely, and interactive analysis of pricing ever conducted in the mortgage industry, calculated from actual locked rates with consumers across 35% of all mortgage transactions nationwide. We do not know APRs. We don't know what the rates were paid points or received points. We just know the actual locked interest rates. That's again OBMI, 35% market share. So it's a good cross section of what's going on in the world. 30-year conforming loans yesterday locked at 6.435. Jumbo loans 6.549. FHA loans 6.399. USDA loans 6.458. And the best loan on the market has now got the best price. It generally does. It's the VA loan. And whoa, it took a big drop yesterday, 5.967. And as I look at the markets this morning, I'm going to be able to tell you with fairly good certainty as of right now, and it doesn't matter until after the Federal Reserve starts blowing up the market again. 10-year treasuries are down 4 basis points, 3.381. The S&P 500 is up 6.25. Mortgage-backed securities are up 39 basis points, which means interest rates are down. Again, as of right now, all bets are off after Jerome Powell starts speaking at about 11:30 our time. We already know that they're going to increase interest rates 25 basis points. Yeah, we know. I've said it before.
Such an idiot.
Yeah,
Such an idiot. Such an
Think
idiot.
about this. You've got an attorney that's running the economy. Now, I think there's somewhere around 330 million people in this country. Let's exclude Joe and Hunter Biden. So, can't we find anybody that knows more about looking forward than Jerome Powell, who's an attorney who studied law? Now, I'm not putting lawyers down. Well, maybe I should. But, when you study law, you're studying what happened in the past. We want to try and figure out what's going to happen, Mr. Powell. And by increasing interest rates, we know what's going to happen. We're going to have more bank failures because think about this. I mean, if a bank is being prudent, and we hope they are, they're supposed to be conservative. If a bank is being prudent, on their books, they've got bonds that they put out there, and maybe it's a mortgage-backed security that has a 2 or 3% coupon. If their customers have any brains at all, you take your money out of the bank that's giving you a 0.5% interest and maybe put it into something that's very, very risky, like a 10-year treasury. that right now is paying 3.397. Is that no? That's not a risky investment. So maybe that is a good place to put your money, or maybe you're going to put your money into something that maybe is a little bit shorter term, right? There's all kinds of places to put your money right now. You don't have to be a rocket scientist. You don't even have to be smart. I'll get Joe Biden. Think about this one, because you could even do this. Put your money into a shorter term treasury, like a 1-year treasury. So those bonds that are on the bank's books, those are getting 2% yield or 3%, whatever. 1-year treasury is getting 4.76 right now. But if you sell that bond, the bank takes a loss. So the depositors are taking their money out of the bank and putting it into a 1-year treasury. That's going to probably get them 10 times the money. Remember the bank? What were the banks paying us when we put money into savings or CDs a year and a half ago? Nothing. And you get 4.76 on a 1-year treasury right now. So when Powell increases interest rates later today, it's going to cause more trouble in the banking industry. And even though we don't have the implodometer back yet, some of us that were around in 2009, we were watching 511 banks fail. Well, the 3 that failed already this year had 50% more in assets than all those 511 combined. They have $550 billion in assets failed. Second, third, and fourth largest bank failures ever. You think the other banks are going to be smarter? Maybe Hunter Biden's on the board. I don't know. ADP report came out today. They released their report. 296,000 jobs created in the month of April, twice as strong as the 150 expected. So we're going to have the Federal Reserve is going to say, look at the jobs market. Well, I will. How about looking at the earnings reports of the S&P 500 that in the current reports? And they actually say that in those reports, the CEOs on their conference calls are talking more about job layoffs than hirings. That's called looking forward. ADP also reported that annual pay for job stayers increased 6.7% year over year, down from 6.9%. Job changers saw an average increase of 13.2%. Quit. Go find a new job. See how that works out for you. I just look at some of these numbers and I think about what the Federal Reserve is going to do today. And all I can think about is, it's the same thing over and over again. But that's a Mortgage Minute brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial when you're ready for that next home loan. Geneva's got the programs and the products. You just need to make a call, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Let's get on to talking something a little more exciting, a little more fun. Bart is back.
Hello,
Welcome.
Ron. Good to see you again.
So last time you were in, you were just heading out to Mexico to take a group of veterans and maybe show them the light.
Yeah. We just got back.
How was it? And do you feel like you're making progress?
Yeah. This retreat was 11 veterans, and then myself and my partner. So we're vets. So there's 13 of us.
Okay.
And then my wife came down. She does crystal bowl meditations, and we do those at night. And then we had 3 or 4 instructors. So there's about 18 to 20 of us down in Mexico. And
what's the mission? Because those who didn't hear you last time.
Yeah, the mission is to create an environment where people can take the pack off, do some reflection, increase and feel that camaraderie that you might have had in a team, a platoon, a squadron, and just really start to spread a energy that you're not alone.
Not alone.
Yeah, and I can tell you, I'll obviously protect the names or protect the people. Names will remain out of this, but I'd say over half of the people I had really serious sit downs with for 2-3 hours at a time, just talking about life and marriages and what they're doing after the military. And, these guys are unbelievable operators, and some of them are 30 plus year veterans, right? And having the chance to create this space for them, they're really powerful. And I got direct feedback that we really made a difference. So it was.
We appreciate that. I
that.
mean, that's great. We appreciate. I mean, first I would say we appreciate your service. I mean,
thanks.
all that you've done
Hey,
for
I
our
volunteered.
country. Did you volunteer to go down to the border and do paperwork?
No.
Wasn't quite the same volunteer.
Well, it's kind of funny. We have quite a recruitment problem. So shocking, right?
Yeah.
It's amazing, right?
Yeah, it is amazing. I mean, and we don't want to get that part of it.
Yeah.
Well, I do, but it's
Go wherever you want. Right?
yeah. But the fact that you're out there helping these veterans.
Yeah.
And obviously, you being a veteran and bringing these folks down there, we've got a big problem there.
Yeah, we do. We do.
And at least you got 11 lives that maybe changed.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think maybe the whole focus is maybe, and I don't know if you focus this
please.
way, but if you and your partner, you got you two, and you can help 11, and maybe those 11 can help another
Exactly.
11.
Yeah, that's
now you're 132, something like that.
Yeah. And so this is our 5th, I think, retreat. So we put over 50 people through, and we're just and it's funny. Like, we go down to Mexico. It's at the Grand Palladium in Puerto Vallarta. They treat us great. They know we're coming and everything, but you just take them out of the environment. And then, we charge them when, we have this incredible dinner at night, the last night, and we just say, okay, you're about to go back up north, right? Bring the light, right? And we give them a challenge coin, and we're like, go forth and tell people about this and spread it, right? So, like you said, 50 becomes another 50, and it just takes a ripple, right? So we're trying our best.
And that's the way to, I'll share this. One of my favorite people on the radio program was a gentleman named Frank Shankwitz.
Okay.
And I don't know if you know Frank or knew Frank,
Mm-mm.
but Frank was a motor officer, an Arizona motor officer, and highway patrol.
Yeah.
And started a little group that you may have heard of. It's called Wishes. Wishes.
Make a wish.
Make a wish.
That's okay.
I guess a senior moment. I need that Eli Lilly drug, please. Make a Wish Foundation. Right. And it was by granting one wish to one little boy.
Yeah.
And Frank, before he passed, had turned that over to other people because it got so big.
Yeah.
Right. And think about what you're doing right here. You've got your five missions helping, 10, 15 people each time who can then help 10 or 15.
Exactly.
And at some point in time, maybe we can get rid of all those statistics or turn those statistics around.
Yeah.
Because, you say you have one person that had 30 years, and we've all seen the news where there was a high-ranking officer who had a lot of years in talking to other people about the military, and then goes out and commits suicide.
Yeah. In fact, Admiral Sterney, I flew with, he was over in Bahrain. He's a 3-star admiral, right? What's that do to the young men and women who are joining, and when someone who's in charge? So the level of darkness, it's and we focus on the 44 deaths a day. I'm trying to turn that around but look how many people didn't. Right. And it's right. Let's focus on life. Let's focus on this amazing country we live in. Right. And
with all our problems, it's still the best.
Absolutely. And the men and women who've gone overseas, I don't think anybody should have to join the military if they don't want to, but there's something about going around the world and seeing, okay, we might have our lumps, but it's still the best country in the world.
It is. Really there's a lot of great stuff in our men and women out there, when given the opportunity, do a lot of great things.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. And the fact that some of us, I will say that I never served, but I love chatting and doing everything I can, even as a civilian, to try and support those that did. I do a monologue every morning.
Yeah.
Could you imagine doing that monologue in Russia or China? I might get through the first 30 seconds.
That's right. That's
right.
I
mean, but it's because of men and women like yourself that we can do that. And we have these freedoms that, well, unfortunately, some of us are trying to get rid of the freedoms, or give them up. But hey, that's people's right.
Absolutely.
You've got the right to be stupid.
Yeah.
Just throw that out there. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. When we come back, how the VA home loan offers more lenient borrow requirements than conventional mortgages. And on the town with Visit Anaheim, we're going to give away a trip today. Maybe because Bart's here, we'll do it. Josh, maybe being that Bart's here, we'll do a trip to Mexico.
Nice.
We can do that. We'll give a trip away to Mexico. You can reach me anytime. Our off-air number, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com, Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. Ron Siegel, the numeral 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio. Your home and mortgage connection.
Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey, and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Are you a veteran, own a home, and need money? The Siegel Lending Team is here to help veterans refinance and get the money they need. The VA 100 lets you borrow up to 100% of your home's value, refinance your mortgages, consolidate credit cards, and lower your payments by an average of $700 a month. And the Siegel Lending Team knows that character means more than a credit score. Call 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990. Rate subject to change without notice. Licensed by the California Department of Corporations, NMLS 21037, and DRE number 018694452.
Are you like many of your neighbors trying to figure out how to pay off your debts so you could retire someday? Build bigger savings. Invest in opportunities. Visit rsrnodebt.com. Debt will destroy 50% of Americans from being able to retire earlier and with more. What if you could have a guaranteed program that could show you how to eliminate all of your debt in 10 years or less, all without having to spend more each month than you spend right now? Yes, that's correct. All without spending more from your checkbook each month than you are today. Get your free analysis today to see if you qualify. Visit rsrnodebt.com. Log on today for your free analysis. rsrnodebt.com. No purchase necessary. The free analysis takes only 2 minutes. rsrnodebt.com. Ron Siegel Radio is your home and mortgage connection. Go to rsrnodebt.com. rsrnodebt.com.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local.
Back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The Borrow Smart segment today being brought to you by rsrmoney.com. Borrow Smart. Sorry, Josh, I'm throwing a curveball at you, but Josh knows me long enough.
I imagine it happens all the time.
Yeah. Josh is used to it already. We've been together for quite a while. So let's discover how VA home loans offer more lenient borrower requirements than conventional mortgages. Are you a veteran or active duty military member looking to buy a home? You're in luck. VA home loans offer more lenient borrower requirements compared to conventional mortgages, making home ownership easier for you. I'm going to give you 5 reasons why VA home loans are the best choice for our military men and women. Number 1, no down payment requirement. What is it going to cost you to get into a lease? Are they going to tell you there's no down payment or there's no money needed? There's no down payment required for a VA home loan. One of the most significant advantages of a VA home loan is that there is no down payment required. This makes it easier for veterans and active duty military members to purchase a home without having to save for years to come up with a down payment. Conventional mortgages often require 5 to 20% down payment, which can be a significant barrier to home ownership for many. Number 2, lower credit score requirements. VA home loans offer more lenient credit score requirements than conventional mortgages. While most conventional loans require a minimum credit score of 620 or higher, VA home loans often accept credit scores as low as 580. This makes it easier for veterans and active duty military members with less than perfect credit to secure a mortgage and purchase a home. Number 3, competitive interest rates. VA home loans typically offer lower interest rates than conventional mortgages because the VA guarantees a portion of the loan. Lenders can offer more competitive rates to borrowers that way. This can save you thousands of dollars over the life of the loan, making home ownership more affordable. Number 4, no PMI, private mortgage insurance, is required. Private mortgage insurance is often required for conventional loans with less than 20% down payment. The additional insurance protects the lender in case the borrower defaults on the loan. With VA home loans, however, no PMI is required. This can save you thousands of dollars per year on your mortgage. Number 5, flexible underwriting guidelines. VA home loans offer more flexible underwriting guidelines than conventional mortgages. This means that lenders can consider additional factors such as residual income, debt-to-income ratios when determining your eligibility for the loan. This can make it easier for veterans and active duty military members to qualify for a mortgage, even if they have unique financial situations. The regional lending centers want you to have a loan if you're a veteran or a military member. They do all kinds of things. The appraisal process is much easier or much more honorable with a VA loan than it is under conventional lend. Lots of benefits here. If you are a veteran or active military member, don't miss out on the benefits of a VA home loan. Give me a call at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or visit our site, ronsiegelradio.com. Today, let's get you into a home. Let's get you into your own home. You know, a lot of us have homes. We live in a free country because of you. Thank you. Let's get you one. Let's have you owning part of the American dream. That is the Borrow Smart segment, brought to you by rsrmoney.com, rsrmoney.com. Continue our conversation. Bart is in the house talking about his mission, his newest mission. He went on a lot of missions. You've got a heck of a challenge now.
Yes. Yeah.
Right? Because at one point you're battling a known enemy, and now you're battling an unknown.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. I mean, you're telling me during the break, there's a lot of it's humans.
Yes.
Right. And humans that have been put into some ugly situations.
It's not pretty.
You're right. And done some things for those of us, and then come back and try to fit in, from what I've been told from, a lot of the veterans that we've had on the broadcast. And I love doing whatever we can on Ron Siegel Radio to support our
Awesome.
veterans.
Thank you, Ron. Yeah.
Because you guys have your mission. It's a tough mission.
Yeah, it is. And like we were talking at the break, not a psychologist or anything like that, but we'll
talk a little bit about that, Bart,
Yeah.
because you're a military man, fighter pilot, guy that studies and understands charts.
I don't know if that
and now
maybe that helps.
but my point is that you've got this whole background, and it's not a background of really saving lives, and you're doing that now.
Well, we're trying, right? I think I'm not a Bible beater, right? And I had to distill it down to what is the root cause here, right? I think a lot of it is sleep. There's a group called 62 Romeo, Rob Sweetman, that he was a SEAL and he couldn't sleep, and the nightmares, and so he got a PhD in sleep, and he's created this program. So that has something to do with it. A lot of these drugs that they're on are just whacking the mind out. A lot of it's traumatic brain injury, right? So there's a whole host of things that are going into causing this mental distress. So I just broke it down to, love your God with all your heart and all your soul, and love your neighbor as yourself. And then I just kind of thought, well, there's a spark of divine in all of us.
Yeah.
We're all connected, right? So if I love myself, then I'm naturally going to love my neighbor. I'm naturally going to love my God, whatever God that is.
Sure.
Right? And so what we do is we preach while we're at the retreat, self-love, right? Who are you, and love yourself, right? And
hard to love someone else when you don't love yourself.
You can't, right? Impossible, right? And so
when you're contemplating, and I've never done it, so
me neither.
I'm supposing that when you contemplate suicide,
you don't love yourself.
You don't love yourself. There's a problem there.
That's right. And so
talking about root causes.
Yeah. So we're like, look, the world is awash in self-loathing, especially now, right? And especially what we've come through as a universe through the lockdowns, and I don't care if you're left wing, right wing, I don't care, but the division is all this. It's like, okay, just stop.
The left hates the right hates the left. So everybody just hates everybody.
That's right. So it means they don't love themselves.
Right.
So the way we speak, the way we talk, the way we act. I did a 10-minute meditation before coming in, and I just was sitting out in the parking lot, and I was just saying, hopefully someone will hear our discussion, and they'll call me, and they'll go on a retreat, or they'll reach out to a friend, right?
or from what I've learned from others that are have a similar mission to you, Bart, is I know veterans don't need help, right? Because they tell you that. So if
they do, the ones
right?
do. Yeah.
But the fact of the matter is, if you are a veteran and you know a friend that needs help, go together.
Yes. Well, that's
Right?
great. Yeah.
Because veterans, by definition or by training, our veterans are built and trained and programmed that, you know, I'm going to go out there and I don't need help, but I'm got to look out for my brother.
Yes.
And I don't mean brother or sister, you know, in a gender issue,
Yes.
brother, sister, whatever.
Yes.
But veterans are trained to go out there and take out care of their brother.
Yeah. In you know, even in the midst of the insanity of what's going on in the politics and all this different stuff, you forget about that when you're serving. And what counts is the lady next to you to the left, the man next to you to the right. You're serving with them.
Right.
Right. No matter how crazy it appears from DC.
Sure.
And it's always been, whether the right wing's in, left wing's in, it's just insanity.
Yeah, it's irrelevant who's in.
That's right.
They're nuts.
It's your fellow service member.
Right.
And we create that space where, and I, you know, I don't talk about it very often at all. But I do. I'm like, hey, I flew for 12 years. I was a Top Gun graduate, strike lead, and we have a lot of very high-end operators who come down, right? And so I have to qualify it because I just want people to know, okay, I was at the top of my game once too, and you were. Now it doesn't matter. What matters is you have a space where you can come, have fun. There's no judgment, right? Everyone's working through whatever,
right?
But this is what it used to be like. And like I was talking about in the break, the best time are the family style meals and that little happy hour before dinner, because guys are just sitting there having a cocktail, just laughing and telling stories. And you can just see from the beginning of the week to the end of the week, the shoulders. And I throughout the week, I'm like, hey, just, and you can see it works. So,
so bring it, if you are a veteran, bring a friend.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
Your friend you may be saving your friend's life.
And you don't even have a clue.
And yeah, exactly. So
you never know.
It's an issue of getting involved, and you know, it's almost like a new mission.
I'm feeling very empowered and passionate about it, right? Because it's a tragedy, a national tragedy, and there's a lot of wonderful organizations, and we just need to get the word out, right? That you're not alone. There's no reason for you to suffer in silence, and get out on the water. The Vogue Veterans Outdoor Advocacy Group is trying to lobby Congress, and they've done an amazing job. So you can go use your GI Bill now and become a river guide or a rock climbing guide, right? And there's hunting groups, there's hiking groups. We use surf as the modality, right? Get out and live, right? And that's our saying: surf, live. Like, get out and live, man. Life is great. And yeah, you might have had we've all had screw ups.
Sure.
Don't take yourself so seriously.
Yeah, and that's the whole thing right there. And how do you you don't succeed. I hate to make it so trivial.
No.
But my son had a football coach, and he used to say his motto was he was not going to cut anybody from the team, because if they cut somebody from the team, how do they guide and train and teach them and develop them?
Yeah.
Right. And you're doing the same thing as you're looking and saying, hey, you know something, come with us and we can join this mission to help a lot of our brothers.
Yeah.
You know, and again, you know, no one's going to listen to some character that's on the radio all the time. But the idea that I want to try and bring out there and to share is these groups are around. There's some great ones, and I'm sure there's some that aren't so great.
Yeah.
But, you know, get involved with a group, help Bart in his mission. There's a lot to be done. We're going to talk when we come back. I want to know how we can help.
Wonderful.
How there's ways of you know, you said that each mission is $50,000.
Yeah.
Right. The idea is you got to have a lot of missions, right?
We'd like to do more.
Right. So
yeah.
That bottom line, we're gonna chat more with Bart when we come back. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate current events and the financial markets. On the Town, brought to you by Visit Anaheim. We'll give it away a trip to Mexico and chat with Bart when we come back. You can reach me anytime off air at number 800-306-1990. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio, your home and mortgage connection.
Do you know a homeowner experiencing divorce? Do you know a real estate reference in the divorce decree could cost tens of thousands of dollars? A certified divorce mortgage planning and real estate report could save you thousands of dollars, and it's free from your local certified divorce lending professional. Reach out to Ron today. RonIsMyLender.com. Again, RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender. Are you tired of paying rent? Are you tired of paying someone else's mortgage? Do you know qualified folks can potentially purchase a $500,000 home for less than $5,000 out of pocket? Ron Siegel can help qualified people purchase their own home at amazing interest rates. If you're tired of paying someone else's mortgage, reach out to Ron today at RonIsMyLender.com. That's RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender. March Madness might be over, but the game is still on for home buyers. Don't let misrepresentation of home appreciation outlook get you down. The FHFA says that despite the Fed doubling interest rates, home prices are just down less than 1% from their peak last June. What are you waiting for? It's time to shoot your shot and start your home buying journey with RSRmoney.com. They will guide you through every step, making the process as smooth as a three-pointer. Visit RSRmoney.com now and make your dream home a reality.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Every week at this time, on the town, Visit Anaheim gives us some events for us to have fun with. And we love our friends at Visit Anaheim. On the Town is brought to you by Visit Anaheim. They give us a major event of the week, a romantic event of the week, and a family event of the week. And we've got this for Mother's Day week. Major event. The Makers Hive Market is back for another epic shopping spree at the Anaheim Packing District this Saturday, May 13th. From 1 to 7, shop from a variety of incredible local vendors and small businesses from all over Southern California. Special Mother's Day edition of Makers Hive Market features arts and crafts for the kiddos, photo ops, and delicious food. I like that part. This family-friendly event is completely free. I like that part. And promises good vibes and fun times. More information, AnaheimPackingDistrict.com. Our romantic event of the week. Bend and Brew. No comment. Unsung Brewery in Anaheim is hosting Bend and Brew on Sunday, May 14th from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. Tickets for Bend and Brew, a.k.a. yoga and beer, are $20 each. The event includes a beer, an hour-long yoga class, and a good time. All doubles are welcome. Take beer breaks if needed. Don't forget to bring a mat or towel for yoga. Get your tickets, eventbrite.com. And our family event of the week, Kids Fun Zone, having a buzzing good time at Anaheim Town Square's Kids Fun Zone on Saturday, May 13th from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. May's Fun Zone is a bugs and butterflies spectacular. So the whole family is invited to experience the wonderful world of bugs and butterflies. Some highlights include face painting, interactive bug show, and special reading of The Very Hungry Caterpillar. Exciting and educational event is free to the public, but make sure you register to attend. AnaheimTownSquare.com is where we're getting that one. That's for the Kids Fun Zone family event of the week. All that fun brought to you by our friends at Visit Anaheim every week on the town. Brought to you by Visit Anaheim. And okay, we're gonna get Bart in here on this one. I need your help, Bart.
I'm all ears. Yes, sir.
Cabo San Lucas or Cancun?
Cabo.
Cabo it is. We're giving away a trip to Cabo because Bart said so. 5 days, 4 nights. I don't pay for the taxes and I don't pay for the fees, but the certificate is there. Let's see. 5 days, 4 nights. Hit it, Josh. Who's the winner? We got the Wheel of Fun on the drawing board right now. It's spinning. I hear it. It's going to come up with a name in just a second. Allison Estes.
Let's go, Allison.
Allison, you've got until Friday, and let me bring up my calendar so I've got the right date here. May 12th, Friday, May 12th. You can give to retrieve or to claim your trip. 5 days, 4 nights, Cancun. There it is. Allison Estes is the winner.
So, Ron, shameless plug for Tijuana.
Go ahead.
Multiple guys did the Tijuana to Puerto Vallarta flight. $109.
Wow.
You get to the border, you walk over. Have you heard about it? Because
No.
yeah, and you walk right into the ticketing area. It's incredible. It's the deal to do if you're going to fly to Mexico.
Wow.
You make it down to take the train, maybe down. You're going to save yourself hundreds of dollars.
I haven't been
Flying.
to Puerto Vallarta, and there's only one reason I know this answer. So it's 36 years since I've been to Puerto Vallarta.
How? Why?
That was my honeymoon.
Okay. Very nice.
And I survived. I'm not sure my wife is so happy about it, but that's a whole different story.
Isn't it funny with marriage? The more you stay married, the more you realize you probably should have never been married. My wife and I are completely opposites.
Are you
Coming
really?
up on 33 years.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Thank
That's
you.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's we're opposites too.
Yeah.
I'm introverted. People say, how do you talk on the radio every day? Because there's only 2 of us here. Right. And I know there's 7 listeners, but there's but she's outgoing and vivacious and always ready to go, the life of the party. And I used to say I'm a wallflower, but I'm more like a stump, right? Just because I'm a little bigger than a flower. But it's
Sting like a bee, though.
I don't move that fast. Muhammad moved a little quicker than me. But let's get back to our conversation.
Okay,
We're
yep.
talking about Bart's mission. What's the name of the group? We haven't even talked about that.
Right. So we're called the Stand Up Veterans Foundation, but we call ourselves the SUP Vets.
I think that's the name of the website too, right?
Yeah, the supvets.org. We certified nonprofit. We went through all that. In fact, when we're like, we got to do this, I bought the book, How to Start a Nonprofit for Dummies.
Oh, okay.
I was on a business trip. I literally took the book and went like that for about 2 hours as I flew somewhere. And I'm like, oh, I think I know what we're going to do. So yeah, there's our motto, surf and live.
Do you have to surf?
No. So we actually had 2 people, Christian, who was with us last time,
Right.
Christian White. He came down. He'd never been on a board before, and he caught waves. There was another individual.
And he caught waves.
Oh, yeah. Within 2 or 3 days, he was catching waves on a stand-up paddleboard.
Wow.
So it's people who are really good at surfing to never been and everything in between.
So I need you to show me. I can't even stand up on a stand-up.
Well, that's
paddleboard.
the thing. Yeah. There's a little pool, and they take them to the pool. We call it the penalty box, and they're there for 2 or 3 hours, just paddling in circles, getting it, and then we take them out.
I can kayak, but standing up on the board is
stand up surfing. They were surfing.
Wow.
It's really cool to watch the progression, and then as part of the group, right? Everyone's kind of surfing together, and then the people who are just starting out, and everyone's cheering them on. Once they catch a wave, you got all these people. It's
that
really
sounds
fun.
awesome.
Yeah, it's really fun.
It sounds like what a great organization.
Thank you. Yeah, we have a good time. It's really cool. And then,
now, are all of the people that are going with you in some level of distress?
No. We talk to people, right? Because, we want to make sure that, if someone's in the right mental state to go to another country and all that stuff. But I have talked to 2 people and they're very open. And then, one individual, he never caught a wave. It was incredible. He was a combat medic in Fallujah, in one of the bloodiest battles, right? And and he's like, I have really bad PTSD. And so I said, look, I'm sorry you have that affliction, but I'm not going to say that ever again. I.e., yes, that sucks, but let's do something about it, right? And he's like, thank you for saying that. And I just said, are you going to be an issue? No. All right, you're invited, right? So probably should have more of a, but it's gut
You've got
feel.
a very scientific method of
it's gut feel, and we, knock on wood, it would not had any issues at all. In fact, guys are sleeping better down there. It's just take the pack off, right? But you don't have to be in any type of distress. And we're not necessarily a tier 1 organization that can directly fight people who are in extremist situations mentally or physically, right? We're kind of like a tier 2 organization. Go to the professionals, get all that. But when you want to learn a new skill, get out in the ocean, feel the power of the ocean. There's a book called The Blue Mind. I think I talked about it last time. It objectively and scientifically proves the effects that the ocean has on us. all the way from the brain to the.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. It's true, right? So
I was having, on a very, very minute level, I was having trouble with plantar fasciitis.
Okay.
And my chiropractor said, go down to the beach and just, squeeze your toes in the sand.
Yeah.
And the power of just the earth.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Right there in the water and whatnot. And it helped. I mean, it was.
Yeah.
Like I said, heck, you should have called Albert Pujols when he's with the Angels.
It was so. It's hard to describe how quiet it was when we did the paddle out Friday morning around 5:45 in the morning. And you're just sitting there floating on the ocean, and it was just so quiet. You could hear a pin drop in the water, but it was so, and you could just feel the ocean, right? And guys were just like, "This is powerful."
It's amazing just listening to the stories, and I was fortunate enough during the break. Bart actually played a message that he received. Powerful information. The things that you're doing.
Thanks.
It brings chills to you.
Yeah, I get emotional about it.
Yeah.
Right? Because I love these men and women.
Yeah, I mean, we need really just think about what you're doing and how does somebody get involved? I mean, if you want to
absolutely
help or any, what do we do?
Yeah, we need help, right? It's all about raising money.
Okay.
So it costs about $3,500 to $4,000 a vet. We had 18 people attend from professional instructors. We have 2 of our group go, right? So net to put a big event on like we do, 18 people for a week, resort, boards, everything, videos, photos, right? All that. It's about $50,000 to $60,000, right?
Wow.
So
and how many of these do you do a year?
We want to do 2 a year. That's our goal. We'd like to do 4, right?
Okay.
But that gets into the logistics of the instructors and all that stuff. But at a minimum, we try to do 2 a year. So net we need about $100,000 to pull that off. We don't pay ourselves. It's all volunteer and everything. But we'd like to get to the point where we're able to do these more and everything.
Well, you need more people to as far as instructors. If you're going to do 4, because I mean, you're looking at, then you're talking about the instructors have to be dedicating 4 weeks plus whatever the prep time is.
That's right. And that's a part of it too, right? These men and women were very professional operators, right? And so if we had schlep instructors, we'd lose the effectiveness. Our instructors are professionals. They're from Generation, GENRATION, and one was the APP, Association of Professional Paddleboards. He's world champion 2018. Sean Pointer, Daniel Hughes is a bronze medal winner in the Pan Am Games. He's an Olympian. We had Fernando, who was the Mexican national champion, and then Lauren Saxby kind of runs all of it. So these guys, and we have Ian Carnes. He couldn't make it this time. He's a World Surfing League Hall of Famer.
Wow.
So we have the best stand-up paddleboarders in the world teaching the best operators in the world. So it's a great.
Yeah, that's an interesting correlation there, right?
Yeah.
Because you guys, yourself, I'll say you. I mean,
maybe back in the day, Ron.
No, but a Top Gun fighter pilot,
Yeah.
that's the best of the best.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, there's no competition there.
No.
So when you've gone in and you've put yourself out to that level, and the people that you're working with, you're not looking to say, okay, I've got Johnny that just flunked out of school,
exactly,
or Mr. Spicoli coming out there. He's not you're not gonna connect.
Correct. Yeah.
Right.
And so a lot of these guys and gals were really high performers. And so you'll see them like often, 20 yards away from the rest of the group talking to one of the professionals. And, some of these guys who've attended are like, I'm into complete water sports now, right? I'm doing everything. And they talk to them about what it took to be a world champion, right? And what did it take to be a SEAL or a fighter pilot or a ranger, right? And there's the corollaries are very powerful, right? And so that's a match where magic happens, right? We put something together, honestly.
Should we say dumb luck, Bart?
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's very powerful.
You know what luck stands for, don't you?
No, please.
Labor under correct knowledge.
Very nice. I've never heard that before.
Right. So,
and Navy's never again volunteer yourself. So I learned that one.
Yeah. You know something? You guys are doing some great volunteer stuff.
Oh,
so.
Thanks. Yeah, that's right. I'm totally against that.
Help. We appreciate that. If you want to get more information, go to the website. I'm on there right now. thesupvets.org.
Yeah.
thesupvets.org.
Yeah. And if you're a vet, go info and send an email, and I'll respond within 24, 48 hours.
Yeah, look at what you're doing here. It looks like great stuff. So,
which great. Thanks, Ron. That's actually an Army Ranger, my buddy Whit.
out there fishing.
So absolutely. So
Bring-
Army guys are more than welcome.
Now, what were you, Navy or Marine?
I was Navy. Yeah,
So
and we had our first Marine.
I was gonna say, do you let Marines in?
First one came. He brought some crayons. No, he's a great guy. every flavor. We had Coast Guard come.
If you've
And
never
that's a
had,
vet.
if you've never had the honor and the pleasure of sitting in a room with a person from the Navy and from the Marines, it is a hysteric event.
It's really funny.
A lot of funny listening to
Yeah.
them talking, but
Yeah.
really appreciate you coming
Ron,
in.
I appreciate it too.
And
Thank
we're gonna see what we can do to connect you with some great folks.
Thanks, man.
Appreciate it.
You bet. Thank you. Be
As
good
al-
out there.
As always, we ask, set that first radio preset button to come back here and join Ron Siegel Radio, where we only speak about items affecting your house and your bank account. Thanks to all of our sponsors. A big thanks to Josh and Sean who are engineering us today. And of course, a special thanks to you for spending a little bit of your day with us. That's all for Ron Siegel Radio. Again, if you have any questions or to meet any of our guests, call me anytime. 800-306-1990. 800-306-1990 or ronsiegelradio.com. And remember, make a lot of money so you can help a lot of people and have a lot of fun. Have a great day. We'll talk to you next time on Ron Siegel Radio.
Ron, that was a blast.